Hello guys, it was from YouTube, and now we got another video about Fresh and Fit podcast. The plot thickens. There is more to the story, as I mentioned earlier in my other videos, that I'm sure there is more to this because Anna has pointed out that on multiple occasions, including herself, that they will always ask for sex from the people that come on the panel for their podcast. So that means if they had that much women with that much videos every single day, that means there are tons of women who are probably going to be coming forward. They're probably going to do him just like Bill Cosby did, have 50, 60 women come forward. And this is what we're going to do today now, is that one of them has come forward and said that you are the father, just like how you have it on Maury when they say, in the case of 1 month old Myron Gaines Jr., you are the father. This is what this lady claims. Now, they haven't, done any DNA tests or anything like that. But this lady is so sure because she said that Myron Gaines had sex with her before they went to the podcast. And, went in there raw. I don't know why Myron Gaines would want to go to some of these women raw. But that's what she's claiming, that he went in there raw. Now she's pregnant. And you can see from the message that I'm going to be pulling up that, Myron Gaines is saying that she'll support her if she wants an abortion, so he's making, he's showing that there is a possibility of him being the father and the timing of it all. So brothers, wow. So let's look at this lady. This lady is called Miss Cheeks. She also goes by the name of Mrs. Gray on the podcast because she was wearing gray while she was sitting beside Myron Gaines. But when you look in that video where she, Frank castled herself or took herself out of the podcast without Myron Gaines doing it, in that whole video, that lady was quiet. She was distant, crossing her arms, keeping to herself. She didn't say anything throughout the whole podcast and just looking down. I think it was at this point that she knew that she had made a mistake, listening to Myron Gaines and how he talks to women. And he said, is this the guy that's going to be taking care of my child if he's the father? I think this is when she realized that she made a mistake even before coming on the podcast. And you'll see, with Nina and Anna all coming forward that they were, if they wanted to come on the podcast, they had to have sex. I don't think the other people on the panelists, they didn't respond the same way if they had sex with Myron Gaines. It was just her that she didn't like it. She took it the wrong way, and now she's gone to Twitter and created her own Twitter army to go against Myron Gaines to call him to be canceled. Boy, Myron Gaines, he's getting the Bill Cosby treatment. She's coming out there calling Myron Gaines a manipulator, a chauvinist, and going back and forth tweets and DMs of how she saved receipts and messages back and forth, even audio files, all of that she's putting there on Twitter and exposing everything. And this is another thing, brothers. When you look at her Twitter page or whatever Instagram feed or whichever one, if you look at her feed and you see there's indication that the lady is crazy, because you see in her Twitter that even before going on the show that she admits to have mental health problems. This is the type of lady that you want to avoid because she is unpredictable. And here's an example of where it's going to come back to haunt him. The lead attorney said the same thing, is that, you don't have sex with people that you're working with, your co-workers, or when you're going to do business, you don't have sex with that person, because when you mix business with pleasure, there's always that chance that somebody no longer takes it for business, and now it's all about sex and passion. And now when something goes wrong or you make her mad or anything, now she goes on there and comes after you. And what happened to all of this, Me Too movement. The lead attorney advises us not to mix business with pleasure. She should never have come on the show. If you're gonna have sex with her, she should never have come on the show. You should just kept her separate and keep her in the back and just keep business different. Because now that she's in the business, now that everybody knows who she is, she was on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Now everything gets all messy, and this is how they expose. And I think this is not the end There's gonna be plenty of more coming out, especially the amount of women that have coming on their shows. But anyways, guys, let's get into the video. I'm gonna bring up all these messages and receipts. And wow, even O'Shea Dude Jackson has ousted him, has kicked him out of the manosphere, the OG, the rhyme of the H, and the one that's really pushed the manosphere forward. Even he has said all these receipts so that Myron Gaines is not being genuine, and he's a disgrace to the manosphere. But let's get into it. Alright, so let's look at some of these messages that they have on here right now that she's put up on her Twitter. You will see she talks about how they would record their sex acts and how Myron would record it as a form of consent, so then he can always say that she consented to it. I don't know if that's if you're able to uphold that in court, but okay, it's better than anything. I think the best thing would be for her to sign a form that she's consenting to have sex with him, but he records the sex. And then so she even tells Myron that she's fertile and that, you know, she's not on the pill, and then she puts in her message that Myron doesn't care about that he's gonna go ahead and have sex and do it raw. And now that she's having a little bit of sickness and not feeling, got the pregnancy sign and symptoms, then, you know, she wants to, Myron asks her to take the Plan B pill, and she says she doesn't want to take the Plan B pill because it makes her all sick. So now, you know, Myron says that she would support her if she went to get an abortion. And, you know, she gets back at him and says, oh, that's the only time that you'll care for me is when I have the abortion. So it looks like she's going to be keeping the child. So if she keeps the child and they do the DNA test and it is Myron Gaines, then I guess now he's got to step up to the plate, because he's been making all of those single mothers joke about, you know, single mothers are only for recreational play. And now if he doesn't stick with the girl and find out that she is pregnant and is pregnant with his child and doesn't stick with her, then now he is part of that joke that he's always making fun about single mothers only for recreational use, in which he's also making these single mothers. So he's hitting them up raw dog, and he does not care. So you guys see the Twitter. So anyways, guys, what are your thoughts? You know, let's see what happens, because, you know, these are just allegations. But if these are true, then wow, bro, you're in a pickle. Anyway, guys, well, from YouTube, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.